The knock hit like a fist sharp, pulling me from the haze of my Chicago tenement life. 3 months behind on rent, no cash, no way out. My landlord Frank stood in the doorway, his eyes crawling over me slow like he was already claiming what I owed. I should have slammed the door, but I didn't. My robe slipped, baring my thighs, and I let it, too tired to care, too broke to fight. The hallway's dim bulb cast long shadows, turning the moment into something straight out of a late-night flick, gritty and raw. "You're late," Laura Frank said, his voice low, a blade wrapped in velvet. I clutched my robe tighter, heart kicking hard against my ribs. "I know, Frank. I just need time." He stepped inside the door, slamming shut, sealing us in with the city's hum fading to nothing. His gaze lingered, half pity, half hunger, heavy enough to choke. "A woman like you scraping by like this," he murmured, close enough for his breath to graze my skin. "It's a damn shame." Heat crept up my neck, a flush I couldn't stop. "I'll figure it out," I whispered, voice thin, fraying at the edges. He shook his head. "Time doesn't pay rent, sweetheart." I'd tried it all, double shifts, begging, skipping meals. Nothing filled the hole I was in. "Please, just a little longer," I said, my voice cracking, desperate. He studied me, eyes narrowing, sizing me up like a deal he was ready to close. "Maybe there's another way." My stomach twisted, knowing exactly what he meant before he said it. The walls of my cramped apartment closed in, squeezing the air from my lungs. "What are you saying, Frank?" I asked, though the answer hung there, heavy, undeniable. "You know what I'm saying, Laura," he said, voice dropping to a whisper thick with intent. "No one has to know. Just us." My pulse hammered, a drumbeat of fear and something darker. His smirk grew, watching me squirm, knowing I was trapped. "I can make this go away." I exhaled, trembling, no options left, no escape, just him. I nodded slow, like signing my soul away. His smile sharpened, and his fingers brushed the tie of my robe. "Good girl." He led me to the bedroom, his grip firm, steady, like he'd done this before. The air crackled heavy with the promise of a storm about to break. His scent, woodsy sharp like the edge of a blade, hit me hard, grounding me even as my nerves screamed. He didn't rush. Standing by the bed, he unbuckled his belt, the metal clink, slicing through the quiet, sending a shiver down my spine. "You know what's next, Laura," he said, voice low, commanding. I swallowed, throat tight, fists clenched at my sides. His lips twitched, half amusement, half control. "Don't play coy." You agreed. Heat coiled in my gut, electric, wrong but alive. The room pulsed, every sound sharp, every shadow heavy with what I'd chosen. I knelt, his fingers threading through my hair, guiding me as I leaned in his warmth, overwhelming his scent, drowning my senses. I moved, slow, careful, lips brushing him, testing. His sharp exhale cut the air, his grip tightening, urging me on. His low groans hit me like a drug, stirring something deep, something I didn't want to name. I shouldn't have liked it, but it hummed through me, forbidden, alive. His breath grew heavy, body tensing, lost in what I was doing. Power surged in me, strange, intoxicating. Then he pulled back, breath ragged, barely holding on. "Get up there," he growled, voice thick with need. I rose, robe falling open as I straddled him on the bed, his hands finding my thighs, sliding up, gripping like he needed to own every inch. "That's it," he whispered, eyes locked on mine, burning. I reached down, aligning myself, a gasp slipping out as I sank onto him. He groaned, fingers digging into my hips hard. "Better than I dreamed," he said, voice rough, raw. I pushed his words away, telling myself this was just a deal. But my body betrayed me, moving with him, craving the heat, the rhythm. City lights bled through the window, casting jagged shadows across us, witnesses to my fall. I bit my lip, trying to keep my face blank, but the pleasure built a slow fire spreading with every motion. "Keep going, Laura, like you mean it," he said, his voice-strained hands guiding my hips. I moved faster, breath uneven, each shift pulling me deeper into the haze. I couldn't pretend I didn't want it, not with my body answering his every move. He grinned, seeing right through me. "You're into this," he murmured. "No," I lied, voice catching as the rhythm took over. His grip tightened his body, rising to meet mine, the tension thick, heavy, consuming. The air reeked of sweat and desire, blurring the line between need and want. I clenched my jaw, fighting to hide the sounds clawing at my throat. "Don't stop," he growled, his control slipping eyes drinking me in, every move, every flinch. My nails dug into his chest, anchoring me as the pleasure built, threatening to break. His breath hitched, body tensing beneath me, and with a final shudder he gripped me hard, locking me in place as he let go. I followed, body trembling, pleasure crashing through me, but I swallowed the sound, keeping my face still as I collapsed onto him, heart pounding, skin humming. The silence was heavy, a fragile shell holding what we'd done. We lay there, breath heavy, skin slick, the weight of it sinking in. I slid off, sitting on the bed's edge, saying nothing. I didn't need to. I'd liked it too much, and he knew it. The truth settled like a stone, thrilling, terrifying. I pulled my robe tight, though it hid nothing now. "You surprised me, Laura," he said, voice soft, amused. "Didn't think you'd enjoy it like that." I ignored the heat in my gut. "Just a deal," I whispered. He chuckled, low, knowing. "If you say so." The silence stretched thick with what I wouldn't admit. I should have felt guilt, but it wasn't there, not entirely. "I've got another idea," he said, leaning back, shirt open, eyes unreadable. "You like this. I know you did. There's men who'd pay good money for you." I froze, breath catching. "You're kidding." He didn't blink. "You're out of options, Laura. This could be something profitable." My mind raced, part horrified, part intrigued. "That's different," I said, voice faltering. "Is it?" he asked, smirk sharp. "Just a favor or something you want?" I looked away, the spark of his words, dangerous, tempting, impossible to ignore. "Your choice," he said, standing, buttoning his shirt like it was nothing. "Say no or say yes." "I know 2 guys who'd pay top dollar for you." "2." The word hit like a shock, my pulse racing. I should have said no, but the thought of it being wanted, taking control, turning nothing into something, burned in me. "How much?" I asked, voice steady, surprising myself. He grinned, reaching for his phone. "Good girl." The next night, I stood before the mirror, smoothing a tight dress that clung to every curve chosen by Frank heels, sharpening my silhouette. I barely knew the woman staring back, eyes bright with fear and defiance. My hands shook as I fixed my hair. Why the nerves, I'd chosen this. "Perfect," Frank said from the doorway, his gaze slow, approving. "They'll eat you up." I exhaled, pulse loud in my ears. "Who are they, friends?" he said, smiling sharp. "Make them happy, Laura, and rent's the least of your worries." His words hung, a promise laced with danger, pulling me deeper. A knock stole my breath. They were here. Frank's grin widened. "Showtime, sweetheart." I turned to the door, heart-hammering hand on the knob. I opened it. 2 men stood there, shadows stretching long in the flickering hallway light. One tall, broad, confidence in every line of him. The other, leaner, eyes quiet but sharp, seeing everything. They were here for me, and the air buzzed with it. I led them inside, heels clicking on the hardwood, each step a pulse. They followed close, their presence heavy, wrapping around me, 2 pairs of eyes, 2 men, all for me. I'd agreed to this. I wanted this, didn't I? The room hummed alive with their gazes, like a stage set for my performance. The tall one, Tom, touched me first, his hand on my waist, light-testing fingers memorizing my curves. The lean one, Jack, hung back, his breath warm on my shoulder, sending a shiver through me. "Let's get started," Tom whispered, fingers brushing my dress strap, easing it down, slow, deliberate. The fabric slipped, their hands following, exploring, savoring the cool air sharp against my skin. I reached out, fingers tracing their forms through their clothes, feeling the tension coil. Their breaths deepened, muscles shifting under my touch. A soft sound escaped Tom, low, appreciative, as he lifted my chin, eyes unreadable. "Like that," he said, voice smooth, dark. Heat flared in me, dangerous, alive. Their gazes showed me a woman I hadn't known, bold, wanted, in control. I knelt, fingers working their belts, slow, deliberate, feeling the heat beneath. Tom's breath caught as I leaned in, lips brushing, careful, teasing. His fingers tangled in my hair, guiding, gentle but firm. Jack wasn't forgotten. My other hand moved over him, drawing sharp breaths, his fingers grazing my jaw. Their sounds tightened the air, pulling heat through me, deep, consuming. "That's it," Jack whispered, voice thick, satisfied. Their words lit a fire, burning away doubt, pulling me into their rhythm. Tom shifted, voice low, steady. "Come here, we're just getting started." I lay back, breath uneven, body alive with anticipation. The room held its breath, heavy with what was next. Tom settled between my legs, fingers tracing slow circles along my thighs, teasing, building. Jack moved beside me, his hand tilting my chin, eyes locking with mine, quiet intensity burning. "Let's see how sweet you are," Tom murmured, voice rough, delighted. His breath grazed my skin, then his lips slow, deliberate, painting pleasure across me. I gasped, fingers clutching the sheets, each motion a spark igniting me. Jack leaned down, his kiss deep, consuming, lips parting against mine. I met him, eager, muffling the sounds in my throat as the pleasure surged. Their touches wove together a perfect rhythm, one unraveling me below the other, pulling me into the kiss, fingers in my hair. "So good," Tom whispered, voice raw, reverent. I should have hesitated, but I didn't. I wanted more, and they knew it. They guided me, effortless, positioning me on all fours, my body still trembling. Jack moved behind me, hands firm on my waist, steadying. "Ready for more?" he asked, voice low, knowing. I nodded, breath catching as he pressed forward, slow, deep, a wave of heat crashing through me. I gripped the sheets, adjusting, yielding, his groan soft, controlled. Tom moved in front, fingers brushing my jaw, coaxing me toward him. "Let me feel you," he whispered. I parted my lips, welcoming him, his warmth blending with mine, his thumb grazing my cheek. Their rhythms synced, one steadying me, the other holding my focus, a dance of heat and want. "He likes this, doesn't he?" Jack teased, voice sharp, seeing through me. I moaned, body betraying every truth, loving every second. The realization burned, consuming shame, leaving only desire. They shifted me again, lifting me atop Tom, his hands gripping my hips, eyes locked on mine. "Show me how much you want this," he said, fingers tightening. I sank onto him, heat building, a shiver running through me. Jack didn't stop his touch, teasing my back, testing, waiting. Nice and slow, he whispered, breath hot on my ear. I exhaled, yielding as he pressed closer, their rhythm pulling me under, seamless, consuming. "That's it." Tom groaned, lost in me. Their touches wove together, one steadying, one guiding, their breaths blending with mine. "You're incredible," Jack murmured, fingers grazing my spine, sparking shivers. Their voices lifted me, each word pulling me deeper into their world. The tension coiled tight, unbearable, until it snapped, crashing through me in waves, sharp, overwhelming. Tom tensed beneath me, his grip locking, breath faltering. Jack followed his hold, steady, a soft moan as he let go. The silence was heavy, our breaths slowing, the room warm, alive. I'd never meant to want it, but I did every second. The truth settled, heavy, freeing, terrifying. Was I wrong, or was this what I'd been missing? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. Don't miss the next story. Thanks for being here.